Welcome in, sports fans. This is Stephen here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. Who's the greatest of all time? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates on the breakdown. Without further ado, let's get right into it. On one of my old videos, I was asking a question: who is the best college football player of all time? I got so many different answers. I got the likes of Joe Burrow. I got the likes of Jamar Chase. I got the likes of Tim Tebow. I got the likes of Johnny Manziel. It was so many different RG3. I got so many different people that put their thoughts in on why these guys are great, what they did, the historical background, the historical background of that college. You know, we even got some Stetson Bennett stuff in there. So it's a lot of stuff that people have been throwing. So I've been going through all of these, and essentially, when it gets down to it, there are some honorable mentions. You do have honorable mentions like Cam Newton that came into Auburn and single-handedly destroyed anything in front of their path. From the likes of Alabama to the likes of everything on the SEC West during that schedule, and ultimately they won the title against Oregon. Tim Tebow, the ability to come in as a highly sought after freshman behind Chris Leak in the University of Florida and did damage as a starter, became one of the best leaders in Florida history. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. So you got to keep in mind, there was a lot of people that put in their request. You had Ezekiel Elliott. You had a lot of newer generation players. It wasn't a lot of old generation players. But, I mean, shout out to the old generation players, the guys that came up in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s. But essentially what I boiled it down to is what player had your breath? What player essentially made plays? No matter if it was offensively, defensively, like the likes of a Charles Woodson, like the likes of your Champ Baileys, like the guys that made plays on the field, and like your Devin Hesters, your Sean Taylors, your Ed Reeds, like Deion Sanders. What guy was head and shoulders above all these other guys? And when I dove into the mentions, I didn't see any one person mention him. But I'm going to have to stand up for this guy. Even though they may have taken his Heisman, even though they may have said, oh, you took in like immense benefits and you got a car, you got a house, you got these things. Reggie Bush. When you think of the likes of Reggie Bush, not only is Reggie Bush one of the most decorated athletes to ever play the game of football, but his being on USC during that time frame made that USC team that much more impactful, with the likes of Mike Williams at the receiver position, with the likes of Lindell White. When you look at Matt Leinart, all those amazing, talented guys that played offense and defense on those teams during that time frame, there was one guy that stood out, and it was Reggie Bush. His ability to be a joystick, human joystick, from stop, start, being able to cut on a dime, being able to set people up, and being able to be a back that was able to catch out the backfield. Equally as lethal in the backfield. If you got him in open space, you were missing. Most of the time you were missing. From kick returns, punt returns, to also running the football. That Heisman season that he had was one of the greatest Heisman seasons I've ever seen from a running back. The ability to touch the ball, and almost every single time was a touchdown. The essential Heisman climb when he's jumping, the push from Notre Dame when he was pushing Matt Leinart. Like, he made a lot of different plays that people don't realize was just fantastic. So I'm declaring Reggie Bush. Out of all these players that ever play college, I know you have a lot of different players that we may not have mentioned, some we did mention, but I'm putting Reggie Bush as the greatest player of all time college-wise. I know you have the likes of Herschel Walker. You got the likes of Bo Jackson, O.J. Simpson. You got the likes of so many different guys. Adrian Peterson. You have your mixes of guys that put up thousands of yards over a career. But Reggie Bush is the guy. When you think about it, not Deion Sanders, not Bo Jackson. It was Reggie. Get in the comment section. Let's debate this. Get in the comment section. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for all the updates on the YouTube channel. And I'll see you on the very next video.